Hello, this is Roger Shouse, and this is Jumpstart Rewind. This is part of our Heaven Bound podcast family. Starting this year, we're going to do something a little different with our Monday podcast with our Jumpstarts. I'm going to pick out one book of the Bible, and all the Jumpstarts are going to be about that book of the Bible for that month. So starting in January, we're going to talk about the book of Genesis. And I'm going to pull out 4 jump starts that I've written in the past about the book of Genesis. And hopefully that will kind of help us. And as we move on to another month, we'll pick out another book of the Bible and kind of focus our themes around each book of the Bible throughout the year. So this jump start, number 2858, was first written June 4th, the year 2021. It's from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Beginnings, they are important, and they often are milestone events in our lives. Many young people who have spent the last 4 years in high school will be graduating and beginning the next big step in their lives. For many of them, it will be going to college. That's a big step and so different than high school. Some college students have finally finished their degree, and now comes entering into the workforce. Beginnings. For some, this summer is when they get married, a new beginning. For others, this year has brought a new baby into their home, new beginnings. How something so little and so precious can change their world so much. Beginnings, that's how God started the Bible. He didn't tell us the backstory. For instance, God didn't say, for about 10,000 years, I was thinking about that. Or God did not say, originally I was thinking about making all the animals talk, but I changed my mind. None of that. Simply, in the beginning, God created. Recently, I saw a congregation appoint men into the role of shepherds. For those men, it was a new step and a new beginning for them. Springtime is about beginnings. We see flowers coming out of the ground. We see tree limbs that need to be cut and they no longer have life in them. Here are some thoughts about beginnings. First, life is full of beginnings. All around us, there are new beginnings. A new year, a new month. With new beginnings often comes new challenges and new adventures. The teenager gets a driving permit and a whole new world of scary opens up for the parents. A young man preaches his first lesson and really does a fine job. This could be the first step in a lifelong journey of serving and teaching the people of God. Adjustments have to be made with beginnings. Another car bought for a new family driver. Lots of baby stuff for that little child that's coming to your home. God has a way of preparing us for the next steps in life. And when we surround ourselves with others, it truly helps. Secondly, new beginnings are like doorways to new opportunities. One thing leads to another. In service to the Lord, this is good. The first invitation, the first sermon can lead to hundreds and hundreds of more lessons in coming years. Being new parents has a way of making a young couple become more serious about the Lord. Serving in that capacity of a deacon or a shepherd has a way of seeing after the little details that were sometimes overlooked before that. Third, new beginnings has a powerful way of helping us to count our blessings and to be thankful to the Lord. Looking back, who would have thought that teenager who was baptized would someday be preaching or serving as one of the leaders in the congregation? Like in nature, mighty trees begin as little saplings. Where I live, there's a large woods behind my house. Tall trees reaching upward high into the sky. I expect some of those trees may have been there 50 to 80 years. But they didn't start that way. They were small, struggling for sunlight, hoping that deer and rabbits wouldn't eat them, and that they would survive the winter's harshness and the hot, dry summers. But they did, and they grew, and they grew, and they grew, and today they are majestic, large, beautiful trees. They're full of leaves which fall into my yard, and I have to deal with every fall. But like those mighty trees that started out so small, so do we in faith. So many questions, so many things that we didn't understand, so young in faith. Satan tries to grab us. The world tries to pull us back. Some never survive, but those that do and continue on to grow and grow one day become the mighty pillars in God's kingdom. When a young man is baptized, I love to plant that idea in his heart and dreams. Maybe someday you'll serve as a shepherd. There are lots of winters and summers to go through and a lot of growing that must take place, but it starts with simply beginnings. Fourth, beginnings also introduce changes. More shepherds, a new preacher, a new church building, a new time of meeting, a new set of classes. It's like a new school year. The hope and expectations are there. Some like things the way they are. Some don't like change. But life is always changing. Those little trees become those big trees. Those little babies grow up and graduate and drive and move out. Faces we love pass through that doorway of death. Friends move. People retire. Stores close. Menus change. Life is constantly changing. And those that try to fight it sometimes hold things back. You can't go back into the old neighborhood you grew up in. It's simply not the same. The house has changed. The neighbors aren't the same. Life has moved on. New beginnings. And someday, hopefully soon, you and I will experience a new home in heaven. That will be so different than here. No sun, no pain, no tears, no death. What a new beginning that will be. And unlike anything we have known, that will never change. Never. God won't have to update heaven after a few years. We won't grow tired of it and start to look for another place. Heaven will be our home forever and ever, a new beginning. It all started with a simple phrase, in the beginning, God. Thank you so much for listening.